Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. My name is Dawn Block. I am a local realtor with Century 21 Circle, servicing the northwest suburbs and beyond. So I want to welcome everybody to this episode. Before I introduce my special guest, I want to go through some housekeeping items. Like, for one, you have to know that I am streaming over Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm Instagram, YouTube. So I am streaming, and this is live. Mind you, this is live. We are really here. We are alive and well. We are here to I will be introducing my special guest, but I want to thank everybody for joining. I do like comments, so ask my special guest any question that you want. Also, interact with us. So what I'm going to do is I just want to make a little check here, see if there's anybody on. We've got a heart there. We've got a couple. We're getting people here. Oh, awesome. This is so exciting. Hold on a second. Gary Stubitz. Hi.
Yay.
Hi, Dawn and Betsy. Thank you so much for joining. And we have Chris Block. Hi, ladies. Looking forward to the show. This is going to be a great one. Thank you, everyone who has joined us so far. And I am now want to take the moment that you've been waiting for. I would like to introduce my special guest, Betsy Skibinski. She is with One of a Kind Custom Design Costume Jewelry. Welcome, Betsy, to the show.
Thank you, Dawn.
This is so exciting. So, Betsy, if you would be so kind as to let people know how they can get in touch with you.
They could call me on my cell phone, 847-951-1497, or they could send me an email at bets.ski@gmail.com.
Betsy, I just want to, let everybody know that, she's been so kind and gracious. The information, if you want to write down the information, it is actually scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So please take it down and definitely be in touch with Betsy if you want any of her services. So before we start, again, we want to thank everybody who has joined us. I think we have one more person that's joined in, and this is my mom, Janet Zajac. Hi, Mom. So thank you again for joining us. Betsy, I'd like to start with our first question. How did you get started with making jewelry?
I got started because someone gave me a pin, and I'm going to show you the pin. The pin was a watch part, and it has all these different watch parts on it. And I was given it as a gift. And I don't know, it just looked so plain to me. And I thought, I could do something with this to jazz it up a little. So I went upstairs and I brought down some my own jewelry, and I took it apart, took a couple watches apart, and bingo bango, I started making watch part jewelry. If you can see this has the watch parts with dangles. And this was a pin.
You know what? You would not even know that's
no. And then I made watch part earrings. And in order to do that, you have to have two watch part faces. So then that was difficult, but I did that for about 10 years. And then people said to me, you should be making necklaces. And I said, well, I don't know how to make a necklace. And they said, well, then you need to learn. So pronto presto, I learned, and I was off and running, and I did watch parts for about 10 years. And then I started doing beads. Now I have 2 million beads. I have more than I will ever use.
Oh, wow. There are a lot. Yeah, actually, too, like I'm wearing one of her beaded necklaces. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. It's a real pretty necklace and earrings to match. And I thought that it would be so nice to wear it for Betsy while we do our interview. Thank you so much. So where do you work out of, and how do people find you?
Okay, when you work out of your house, it's always challenging because I'm in a townhouse. There's 4 apartments to this townhouse, and this building. And I can't put a sign up to advertise myself. So it's all with networking. And so I go to a lot of events and let people know this is what I do. And I've always said, it's not about them knowing your name, but when they see your face, they should know what you do when they see you. So when people see me, they say, oh, you're the jewelry lady. Oh, you're the bead maven. Oh, you do repairs. And that's just wonderful for me. I think that's great when people say it. I could care less if they say Betsy Skibinski, because sometimes I can't even say it myself. So it's just fine. It's just fine with me.
So what I would like to do is that you have your studio here. And I would like people to see, this is the oh my god room that we are going to be showing you. I'm going to take a moment. It might look a little bumpy, but I just find it so amazing that there's so many things in. Like, Betsy, we have a wall here, right?
Okay, I'm going to tell you all about this.
Okay. Hold on a second.
This is a townhouse that's 3 stories, and this jewelry room is the whole first floor. It's 1,000 square foot room. And first, what she's showing you is the wall of 600 necklaces, and it's on a 16-foot wall. And a lot of these necklaces have earrings to match, and that's what makes it fun. It's like I did Charming Charlie before Charming Charlie ever existed. And then Dawn's going to pan over and show you the
table
piece that has the long necklaces, and those are for people who can't have things with a clasp of any kind, and they go over your head. So I do a lot of that with the retirement. And then she's just going to browse around and show you that I have 5 tables of costume jewelry that are earrings and pins and necklaces, and I have some rings that I've made. And they're all by color. They're all organized by color. So if somebody says, I want something purple to wear to an Alzheimer event, bingo, I have it. I have it done. I have earrings, I have bracelets, I have necklaces, so you can see. So now you're seeing the back wall that has all the crystals for when I do weddings. And also, I'm doing jewelry now for the toast that's coming up November 1st with SBA. And so I'm making jewelry for people to wear to the toast, to match their clothes, to accentuate their clothes. And I'm very reasonable, and I make one of a kind. I don't mass produce. That's why it's called Betsy's One of a Kind. So I can make you a hero, and sometimes I can do it while you wait. And that's what makes me unique and different from everybody else.
Well, thank you, Betsy, let me make sure I can get us hooked back up here, which I think I have. So I hope everybody enjoyed the tour. Let me just fix this up here a little. Oh, great. So did everybody see? I hope I didn't do a bad job doing that. And I hope that you were able to see the wonderful jewelry that Betsy does. So Betsy, what was one of the most difficult jewelry projects that you have done?
I don't know that this is the most difficult, but it was the funniest. Because I was in this networking group, and this guy asked me to make something for his parrot. And I'm not a big bird fan. In fact, my mother sucked my parrot up when I was a teenager with the vacuum cleaner. When she was cleaning the bottom of the parakeet cage, she sucked up Billy, and Billy was gone. So I'm not big on parrots, but this was a little parakeet, and he was bored, I was told. So I was asked to make a little keychain thing with a little couple beads on the end, so that the little parakeet could peck, 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 peck on the jewel and give it something to do when it's in the cage instead of just sitting there.
Oh my. So Betsy, you've made so much jewelry. What was one of the funniest projects that you've created?
I think the most fun I had was when I went to Alaska, and I used to go once a month for a week, every month for 8.5 years. And when you go up there, you see a lot of moose. And moose, when they poop into like no, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. They poop into a shape that is like a pyramid, and they only eat bark. So it doesn't smell, it doesn't do anything. And so it was always in my boyfriend's yard. So I gathered it up and let it dry out. And then I would go home, and then I would shellac it. And then I strung it through a wire, and I had a necklace with Swarovski crystals. And I made this necklace, this moose poop jewelry necklace, and I made earrings to match, and I brought it to the networking group, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they should laugh, if they should go, ooh, whatever it was. But anyway, that was probably the funniest thing, and they all got a kick out of it.
Oh my gosh. So we have a couple people that I'm gonna chime in, and it's really nice seeing her because I haven't seen. But Susie Whipple, she says, "How amazing! You are amazing, Betsy. You really are." And we've got here. We're gonna chime in here. You did a great job. Well, thank you so much. I was worried about that. I was worried if you would be able to see everything, but thank you so much for letting me know that I did a wonderful job. That makes me feel good. So thanks again, Susie, for joining us. So Betsy, how did you get involved with jewelry and repair for like retirement homes?
Before it started with the retirement homes, my mother was in a retirement home in Arizona, and I'd go out to visit her, and they all knew I was a jewelry designer for costume jewelry. And so I would bring a few tools out with me and put it in my suitcase. So the people who lived out there, I could do small repairs, like I could put a jump ring on a necklace if it came apart. Or as a matter of fact, I got a bracelet in the mail yesterday from someplace I ordered, and it fell apart when I took it out of the packaging, which is ridiculous. And so I took it to my workbench, put the jump ring on, and bingo, bango, I'm ready to go. So it's just one of those things that's a special talent when you have that you can fix things on the spot. And that's what makes me unique from everybody else. So that's the most important thing. So anyway, I was repairing her jewelry. And then when I came home, I started thinking about other retirement homes. And so for the last 14 years, I've been going to 4 retirement homes in the area a month and doing jewelry repair. I go to the Garlands in Barrington. I go to the Moorings in Arlington Heights, Luther Village in Arlington Heights. And then I go to Endeavor, which was Friendship Village, and that's in Schaumburg. And the ladies are so excited to see me because they have things that maybe they haven't worn for a long time. Their husband gave them a necklace that's been sitting in a drawer. They can't drive anymore. They can't get to a place to get it fixed. And then I come along and they bring me the beads in their hands, and I take a look at it. So I can do that. And sometimes I do it right while they're standing in front of me. They get in line. And that thrills them. And you know what? That's what thrills me.
What a joy.
That's what makes my heart tingle, is when I see these women who are so excited to finally wear something that they've had in their drawer, who knows, for years perhaps.
So I do have a question, like at a nursing home, and as we get age, sometimes we get like arthritis and people can't put on those necklaces the way that you should. So do you do anything to help out with that kind of situation for anybody?
This has become a ginormous thing for going to these retirement homes because their fingers don't work for putting the clasps on. So these are called magnets. And I'm going to try to show you this magnet, and you can hear it when it clicks.
Does it come apart?
It pull apart. This is just on a sample here to show you. But when you put it around your neck, it just snaps. And that's all they have to do. They don't have to sit there. And a lot of these real expensive necklaces that they have that maybe have diamonds or things in it, the little clasps are so tiny and they can't get them on at all. And there's a husband anymore that isn't alive to help them. So that's where I come in. And I bet I do, in a month, about 20 different magnets for these people. I have them in silver and in gold, and they think that is the cat's meow.
Yeah, I don't think you even have to have. I think that would be great because it is hard. You try to put on your necklace and you're trying to look for that hook. This would just automatically snap together. So,
perfect. But I will not put it on a bracelet. However,
really?
And I'm going to tell you
why not?
Because a bracelet could, because of the magnet, you put your arm down and it could pick up silverware. Or it can pick up anything else that's metal that's in front of you on a table or whatever. Or in the winter when you wear a coat, when you take your coat off or your scarf, the necklace could pull away from the magnet and you lose the bracelet. And so people ask me to do that. I will not do that because I don't want to be responsible for a magnet on a bracelet.
That makes sense, though. You don't want you don't want to lose your jewelry. But so what do you do for people? Oh, sorry. Wait, hold on. I've got that. I'm going to ask you another question here. This is a good one here. So what is the most common jewelry repair that you've done or been asked to do?
The one that I get asked a lot that just bugs me is they will show me a necklace and they'll say, "Oh, this necklace is so beautiful. But, could you cut off about 3 inches of it because it's like 3 inches too long?" And then I'll say, no, I can't do that.
Why can't you?
Well, why can't you do that?
I was just going to say, why can't you?
I'll say, I can't do that because there's nothing to attach the end when I've cut it off and the beads come off. So then I have to restring the whole necklace. And that'll cost them about $15. So I'm very reasonable. So it's not about the money for these people. It's to see how excited they get when there's something that they can have in their possessions now that reminds them of their husband or their daughter or whomever. So don't ask me to shorten a necklace by cutting some off because it will not happen.
Now, did you get that? Don't be asking Betsy to do that. Do you have any events coming up, Betsy?
Yes, I'm going to be having an open house between Thanksgiving and Christmas here in my jewelry studio. It's called the Oh My God Room because you walk in and you go, oh my God, because there's so much to see. 2 million beads, 16-foot wall, 5 tables. There's so much to see. And you can bring your outfit and you could
you can match it with your shirt?
You can match it to whatever you have on, or if you bring something along, you can match it to a dress that you're going to wear for the holidays. And so I have a lot of Christmas ideas. If you're a guy, I have a lot of male customers too who come and they'll get gifts for their secretaries. I can give you Swarovski crystal earrings for $15. You're never going to find that anywhere. And then the most expensive thing is I have these Swarovski crystal.
Those are beautiful.
Bracelets.
Look at those.
And when you get 2 of them, they hook together. I don't know if you can see this really well.
I don't know if we can.
I can't.
Here, hold on. Let me just.
I don't know if you can see because the colors are so.
Look at how pretty they are.
So beautiful. Yeah.
Those are really pretty.
So anyway, I can make those too.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to see. And also I'm making jewelry now for the toast. So if you're going to the toast and you want something special, come on over and let's get something and get you all glammed up for that evening.
Wow, you're just a very busy person. You're constantly busy. I mean, with all your networking you do, with everything that you do as far as donating your time for the retirement homes. I mean, I don't know, where do you have time for yourself? Do you ever have time to do anything that you want to do?
That's the secret, because I just turned 80 a couple of weeks ago. And the secret to being 80 is to keep busy, keep active, don't sit around, don't just watch TV and eat chips. I love chips. However, it shows up and that's not good. So, and then I like to also volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association. I go out and give talks to, I've gone to Rotary Clubs, Knights of Columbus, JC's, anybody that'll give me a donation. And for LMJ, which is the foundation that Carrie Ann Ryan runs. And so I like to earn money for that too. So there's just a lot of things that bring me joy in it. You know what? When you're 80, you want to find joy in everything you do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's take a moment. I'm going to take a little bit of time. I just want to check and make sure that we've been talking with some of our, checking out, see if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions for Betsy right now? We'd love to hear from you. If you do, so far we've had a nice number of people. Oh, my mom says I'm waving, so she's waving. I'm waving back to you. So, and also my mother said she says it's very pretty. So you've got very pretty.
Thank you. Thank you.
And she does. She has very pretty items and jewelry. So yeah. Oops, we might have just skipped out some of our it's the internet technical difficulties, but we're okay. So hold on, let's see. Oh, Chris Black, it's even hard for us younger people. You were talking about, so that's what he's saying. So even for younger people, it can be hard, not just for older people.
What, to put jewelry on?
No, to just keep yourself going and keep motivated.
What I find is that if I'm busy during the day and I come home and then I change clothes or sit down for a second, then I never get up. So once you're home, you're done for the day. You're done for the night. So that's why you have to keep going.
Keep going, everybody. Don't stop.
You just keep going.
Keep it going.
And it's wonderful.
And then, do you need any special tools? That's
Oh,
a good question.
I have so many tools. If you saw my workbench, you'd see I have a plethora of all kinds of tools and pliers and things that for little things that happen. And people say, "Oh, you don't wear glasses when you do the repairs." Fortunately, I don't have to do that, so I can do these tiny little repairs. But I have different tools according to different things. Yes, I
That's
do.
interesting. That was a good question, Chris. That really was.
Mhm.
Thank you for asking. So, and I think that's everybody that has asked questions. So, Betsy, I really do want to thank you for joining us. Oh, we have takeaways here, and what would you like to?
I have
give
three
our
takeaways because I really believe when you give a talk that you need to have takeaways for your audience. And my takeaway is, number one, customer service is really important to me. So if there's anything that goes wrong or a necklace breaks or you break it or blah, 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 you can always bring it back and I'll fix it for you if I'm able. So that's number one. My customers are very important to me. Number two is, how do you, when you have a business, especially if you're working out of your house, how do you do things to set yourself apart from other people who do things? Like I have an Etsy store, but there are 20,000 other people who have Etsy stores. So what do I do to make myself unique? I just use that on my business card. And if people go on it, fine. If they don't, that's fine too. But it just lets people take a look at what I do. If they haven't come over here by chance, they can look at the store and see the kind of jewelry that I make. So I always want to make myself unique from other people who make jewelry, because sometimes when I've gone to a show, I've seen them whispering and they say, "Oh, you know what? I could do that. She's charging $20 for that necklace, and I could make that myself." And then I say, "Well, you know what? You could. By the time you buy the wire and the beads and the crimp beads,
You're right.
and you buy the clasp and all of that and a mirror so you can see yourself, you know what? You've paid more than $20. So you go, girlfriend, and you go and make that necklace." It just makes me laugh, and they think that you're not listening. And my third thing is, again, it's not important if people know your name. It's important if they know what you do. So what I say, if you want the best,
put Betsy to the test,
and you know the rest.
Now, before we leave, we've got a couple more people that have questions for you.
Oh.
So Janet Zajac says, do the necklaces come apart? Do the necklaces come apart? Are you talking? So I'm trying to understand that, because if they come, I don't think they don't come apart. They're very well made, right? I mean, unless you're talking about the clasps.
The clasps on the magnets.
Do you put those on? Those are on the necklaces.
Those are on the necklaces. This is just an example here. But you can hear, where is the microphone?
Right here, yeah.
Listen. It makes a little snappy noise. So I tell the people, even if they have hearing aids, they can still hear that little snap. So they know that the necklace is on their neck. So they're not going to lose it all of a sudden.
It's it is a, when I look at it, it is a strong magnet. I mean, it really does. It takes a lot to pull it apart. So just to kind of let you know.
And another thing I tell people is that when you pull a magnet apart, and this is critical, you never pull it back here to pull it apart. When you're going to pull a magnet apart, you have one finger on this side of the magnet and one finger right on this side, and then you pull. Because if you go back here, you could break the whole thing.
Yeah. So there is a way to do it. It's kind of like pulling out a plug you don't pull from the wire when you pull out your electrical plug, you pull by the plug.
But I give them a little class when they get a magnet and they've never had one before. I give them a little class on how to use it.
So we have Ronka's here. Love
Ronka,
you both,
hi.
ladies.
Hi, Ronka.
Thank you for the lives, Dawn. You are so welcome. I'm glad we have a great host here. So great guest here. And also, she says, thank you, Betsy, for always being a positive influence in our community. Love you, jewelry expertise. How awesome was that? That was really nice of you to say.
Comes from, she does photography. She does beautiful photography. I just had a little session with her last week. So if you want to have some shots, headshots, or you want to have you could always call Ranka Photography, and she can set you up. I like to always help other people.
Awesome. Thank you, Betsy. And then it says here, Rebecca says, if you want the best, put Betsy to the test.
And you know the rest.
Yes, yes. And Sid has joined us too. And he says, good to see you both. And it's great to have you with us, Sid. I'm glad you were able to make it.
That's nice.
So, and I think that is pretty much all the questions that we have. And if you did have a question and we didn't get to it, we'll definitely get through it at the end. But you know what? I really want to thank you, Betsy, for joining me on my Meet the Expert on the Block. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I finally got the chance. And I thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was a delight. It's a delight to work with Donna. It's so much fun. She's just very good at what she does. When she sells houses too.
Yes, I do.
Or rentals.
I'll do it all.
Yes, she does.
But thank you so much for that. And I just want to thank, again, Betsy for joining us. Betsy's one of a kind, custom design, costume jewelry. And again, be on the lookout because she will be having an event. And you will have to come and see the Oh My God room because it is amazing. Amazing.
I guarantee you it'll be fun. It'll be so much fun.
It's always fun.
And you might get a little glass of wine in a plastic cup. And you may even get a celery stick or a carrot stick. It just depends on what time you come.
She gives you healthy snacks. You get healthy snacks when you come here. So again, I want to thank everybody who has joined me on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. It means a lot. It's like, you know what? You guys are all sitting around me and just we're in one big room, just having a good time and having a wonderful discussion with Betsy. So Betsy, would you do me one favor before we sign off? Please let everybody know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, you can look at my email, bets.ski@gmail.com, or you can call me at 847-951-1497. That's my cell phone. So you can always get in touch with me, and I go to a lot of activities. You can see me there, and I always have jewelry on, so I'll be easy to spot.
Awesome. Yes, and that's true. Yes, she always does have jewelry on, and she always looks very fancy. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. Be on the lookout for another time that I will sit down with a professional person and talk about them, what they do, and just have fun. Just have a good time. So, and that's what it's all about. So until the next time, I want to say bye. Everybody have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.